really fast at this speed. I hope you don't mind because I'm coming to you once again on another Sunday from the 100-degree sauna. Why don't you get an air conditioner, Chelsea? Well, you see, I have one. I can rent one month by month by my landlords. I just keep putting off asking them for it. But aren't you complaining every week about, how hot it is? Yes, I am. And here we are again. Okay. I'm sure you guys can imagine, like, before I start these videos, there's, like, a little bit of setup involved, like the microphone, the camera. It doesn't usually take longer than, like, 5-6 minutes, but I swear to God, 5-6 minutes in this room with the door closed and, like, the window closed because, like, the sound, it's, like, I'm menopausal. Like, it's actually, like, I'm sweating from every single pore right now. Okay. Anyway, so, welcome back to another Sunday in my very warm office. This week, I have been debating some things, lots of things. And one of the ideas that I've been playing with for, a couple months now since quarantine happened and it was confirmed that we'd be working from home for a little bit, was I was thinking, okay, if I'm not having to drive to work and I'm able to work from home, why don't I just move home for a little bit? That being either in with my mom in my hometown, like just for a few months, or my sister and brother actually have a place as well with my little niece, which would be so fun, and they have an extra bedroom for me there. So I'm like, why don't you just go home for a couple months and, save rent while you're not having to commute? Because I've played with this idea in the past. I live about 45 minutes, or my parents and my family live about 45 minutes from where I go to work now, so the only reason I didn't move home in the past to save money is because, I don't want to do the 45-minute both ways commute every day. Well, now that I don't have to, I've sort of been playing with that idea. If not for the foreseeable future, then just for maybe 4 or 5 months, as long as we're still home. And so I've been kind of making mental pros and cons lists about that. So what I wanted to do today is share with you guys, if you either are living with roommates or, have lived on your own and are going back to move in with your family or are thinking of it, I'm going to share with you my experiences and sort of the pros and cons that have been going through my mind so far, and you guys let me know what you think, or if you have any new ones, or if you have sort of like a rebuttal for any of my arguments here. Okay, so the reason I'm living alone right now is because I feel that there's a little bit more pros to living alone than cons. First of all, I love having my own space. I talked about this a little bit in my getting your together video, and I like to arrange things and decorate, although I don't really decorate my apartment too much. I like to have things arranged in my own way, how I prefer. Not just furniture arrangement, but things in the kitchen, things that I use the most, I like to put at, grabbing level or eye level. Organized chaos. Sometimes I don't mind a little bit of mess, but you know why? Because I know where the things are in that mess that I use frequently because I put them there. So you never have to worry about anything getting moved, anything being rearranged in a way that you don't want it to. Pro. 1 point living alone. The other thing is sort of to do with arrangement of things is cleanliness. When you have your own apartment or house to clean, you're only accountable to yourself. And that kind of goes two ways. You have yourself to blame if things aren't clean, and you can maintain things as clean as you wish. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, for example, with roommates, when I've lived with a roommate or roommates in the past, it's little things like, if a bowl isn't put away in the kitchen and we had a dishwasher, or if, any of the common areas, bathrooms, if you find that you're the one cleaning it most of the time, or, you've cleaned the tub the last 3 times. Well, in your own house, you have cleaned the tub all of the last times because it's only you living there. You know what I mean? So you don't have to, even have that conversation about who's going to do what and when, but rather it's only as clean as you left it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Another thing is, a pro about living alone is no one eats your food. And this is kind of going to go hand in hand with my next point, which is I don't like to share. Sharing is caring? Yeah, only for kids, okay? So sharing your belongings and just anything, shampoo, whatever, but also sharing your food. No one eats your food, okay? You go in the cupboard and you grab that favorite snack and you notice that, the chip bag only has 3 chips left in it. There's no one to blame but yourself, okay? So it sounds like a con, but it's really a pro because you're doing your own groceries. You know what is in your cupboard, in your fridge. You know what you need more of, and you don't have to worry about someone having the last cookie or the last chicken or drinking all your juice. It's all yours. You don't have to share. Lovely. And when it comes to non-food items, I also think that this applies because like things like toiletries, that would, not like a bar of soap or something nasty like that, but shampoo, conditioner, body wash, cleaning products, that's a big one too. If you do have the roommates that help clean, and you're finding that you're purchasing all the cleaning products all the time, but then we're both using them. Great, okay, like you're using it to help clean what is my house too. Fine, but y'all gotta pitch in. So like sharing, sure, let's teach them to share in kindergarten. But when you're an adult, it's fair game. That's all I gotta say. When you're a working adult, it's fair game. You know what I mean? It comes down to finances, really, and the principle. There's a car passing by and it's loud. Another thing that is definitely a positive about living alone is that you don't have to worry about anyone else's schedule, I find, which is very, very important to me. Something that I was discussing with my brother and my sister-in-law when considering moving in with them is that they have a little baby, and not that by any means I'm like an out till 2 a.m. person or coming home late from anything ever, especially not now when there's nothing open till 2 a.m. ever. But we're being respectful of other people's schedules, when they work and you don't, even if you live with a morning person versus a night owl, okay? Maybe they don't want to hear your magic bullet go off at 7 a.m. when you're making your breakfast shake. So kind of worrying about that. So noise, lights even, like at night. I remember when I had roommates, I also was working, like the nightlife, working at a bar, coming home at 2, 3 a.m., and as I talked about in a previous video, most of the time I came home pretty wired and, hungry, and I'm staying up for a bit, trying not to make noise, but I'm whipping my lights on and the hallway light to not fall on my face on the way to my room, that kind of thing. So if you live alone, you don't really have to worry about lights, noise, any sort of company too. You don't have to worry about like turning on lights, making too much noise, playing music when you want. I'm having company over, so you can have a friend over whenever you want at any time of the day. People staying over, things like that. So I think that it's pretty important to consider someone else's schedule when you're living with them, because especially if you're moving in with someone who maybe either is a close friend or you don't know too well, some people might be non-confrontational and you want to kind of avoid having the, okay, what are you okay with conversation. Well, that's fine if you want to avoid having that conversation, but you also then have to make an extra effort to be respectful of their schedule. So if you don't want to have to deal with that, living alone, pro. Now, the whole reason why I'm having this debate with myself is that the reason I'd want to move home temporarily or, in with my sister and brother is to save some money. And that's where I'm going to start with the pros of living with roommates or family for a little bit. Now, it's probably common, for if you guys are watching and, in your mid-20s, either finishing up your post-secondary schooling or you have finished up and you have moved home, it's a little bit more acceptable, I find now, to live at home longer than, say, young adults were 10 years ago. Because it's more acceptable to live home for a little bit longer now, I think that's largely to do with the cost of living, you know what I mean? And the fact that, most people who go to university and who get a degree, don't always have a job right out of school. So without a job right away, you don't have the financial means to support yourself living on your own right away. Whereas you might have had like student loans or, government loans during school to get you through living on your own then. But anyway, so I think it's a little bit more acceptable to live at home or live with roommates for longer than the average person would, say, in the past. Why I would like to move home now is because, like, okay, to be very candid, I am paying about $800 rent plus, miscellaneous expenses, my car internet, okay, hydro is extra, cell phone bill, things like that. So with all of my like living expenses month to month, that's almost like it's almost a whole paycheck a month. So on the good months you're getting 3 paychecks. On most months you're getting 2. So I'm not saving a whole ton of money. I'm definitely living comfortably and living within my means. You know, I don't shop a lot. I don't do more groceries than I need. Snacks sometimes. I mostly don't do more groceries than I need. So I am living comfortably, but you want to also save money at this age, and you want to physically see that you're putting away, if not a lot, then at least a little bit month to month. And I find that I'm not putting away too much money, so I thought that this would also be a great opportunity to do that. Obviously, if you're in a more dire situation and you're not affording living on your own, then I would say strongly consider moving back home or moving in with some roommates to help cut those costs. But for me right now at this time in my life, it's just more about saving money for my future. So that's kind of pushing me in the pro living with people direction. Rewinding in life a bit, if you're a student or if you're a current student or aspiring to be a student come September, and you're having a debate about living with roommates or living on your own while in school, another pro about living with roommates is that their parents will bring a lot of good food to your house. And if they're nice, they'll share with you. As 5 minutes ago I said I don't like to share. I had this roommate when I was in university, and her family was Lebanese, and she had a sitta who, it's a grandma, who made like the best food all of the time, and she was such a gracious, wonderful, generous roommate. That she would share with me all the time. She knew I loved Lebanese food. She was from my hometown as well, which has a big Lebanese culture. My best good friend from home is also Lebanese, so I had like Mediterranean style food all the time and loved it. So she'd bring, her mom would bring the best cooking from her grandma just all of the time, which was amazing. Also, you might luck out and your roommate might just be a good cook themselves, so keep an eye out for those. Another pro of having roommates that could also very well be a con for someone. Oh my god, I have to tie my hair up. It's too hot. Okay. Another pro of having roommates is that there's always people around. I know, homebodies, that might sound like a con, but it's not sometimes, a little bit. There's always people around for when you just need a little bit of human interaction. And now, at a time like this, during quarantine, this might be something that you feel quite often, those of you that are living alone. There's always someone to talk to. There's someone to like kind of wake up to when you just need to chat. I don't know about you guys. Being quite honest with you here, I found myself in the recent past having little chats with myself, whether out loud or not, you know? Well, sometimes I just like tell myself something funny and make myself laugh. And, you know, it's okay to do, but then sometimes you start to think, you know, what if, you know, is that normal? Anyway, if you're anything like me, you enjoy your alone time. But also, we're human. Sometimes we need to talk to people. I doubt that there's anyone out there who could go their entire lifespan without, you know, saying hello to anyone ever. Come on, you're lying to yourself. But, like, 97% of the day, I'll be alone. I'll take alone time. Absolutely. Going hand in hand with someone always being there is having someone to vent to. Okay? Roommates are great vents. Anger, sadness, you just gotta be hysterical for a second. Something or someone is upsetting you, and they're just an ear, they're just a shoulder to cry on, or an arm to punch, or, you know, a laugh box to make laugh. I don't know. Great vents. I've been very, very, very blessed in the past when I was a student, and, you know, student stresses, school, personal life, home time, everything. It's a very stressful time when you're in university. So I've been blessed in the past with fantastic roommates while I was in school that just, you know, let me go off in my classic Chelsea way when I needed to, and they were great. listeners for that reason. And I did my best. I hope I did my best in the past to be that for them as well. The only thing is, when the thing or one that is pissing you off is your roommate, that could become an issue. And that is a pro for having more than one roommate. Go to the other one, talk some. But yeah. So having someone there in general, you know, when you just need some human interaction or someone to laugh with, but also a great vent when, you know, mom and dad aren't close by. It's a great thing. Okay, guys, your turn. Let me know what you're thinking based on, you know, what I've told you I value. And that's like the biggest takeaway from this. It's all about everything that I just listed here. It's all about what you put more value on. So do you like your alone time, or do you like, you know, having to share the expenses with someone? Do you like to decorate and arrange your space your own way more, or would you rather have someone there to like vent to and share jokes with and, you know, have a shoulder to cry on? You'll have to weigh your options, and that's, I guess, the whole point of a pro and con list, right? But these are the things that I'm considering in my debate right now. Let me know what you guys think is more important and how you weigh things on this scale. People who are living alone versus people who are living with a roommate. What do you prefer? Have you experienced both already, and which one do you prefer? Are you a student? Are you done school? How do you find your quality of life is now compared to your experiences living the other way? I'd love to hear from you guys as usual. Let me know in the comments what you think. I will see you next Sunday, maybe in a new house. Just kidding, this isn't happening for a month minimum. But thank you guys for tuning in one more Sunday, and I will catch you next weekend. Cheers! I need an air conditioner. Someone send a fan. Oh.